The Janjaweed community has not seen anything yet. What is coming for them is greater than what they are expecting. We are going to start with the reading of the Amnesty International release about how civilians are sent to their early graves without their time, just because they are preaching and protesting for what rightfully belongs to them. But before we dive inside the video, you're welcome to this YouTube channel, Biafra latest updates. Please do subscribe to this channel, click on your notification bell so you know whenever I upload a video. My people, we are going to dive and read from two press releases. We are going to read from the Amnesty International press release, and we are going to read from Sahara Reporters. My people, let's start with the Amnesty International press release. I read: at least 115 killed by security forces within 4 months in country's southeast investigation. More than 500 arrested after police and military raids. Catalogue of human rights violations and crimes committed under international law in Imo, Anambra and Abia states. Allegations of torture and ill treatment include secret detentions, extortion, burning of houses, theft, and extrajudicial executions of suspects. Nigerian security forces have committed a catalogue of human rights violations and crimes under international law in their response to spiraling violence in southeast Nigeria, carrying out a repressive campaign since January, which have included sweeping mass arrests, excessive and unlawful force, torture, and other ill treatment, said Amnesty International. Nigeria's government has reported with a heavy hand to killings and violence widely attributed to the armed group calling itself Eastern Security Network (ESN), the armed wing of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), a pro-Biafra movement. According to government officials, the ESN killed dozens of security operatives and attacked at least 10 public buildings, including prisons and police stations, from January to June. In response, security forces comprising military, police and Department of State Services (DSS) have killed dozens of gunmen as well as civilians where attacks have been committed. Eyewitnesses told Amnesty that the security forces have used excessive force, physical abuse, secret detention, extortion, burning of houses, theft, and extrajudicial execution of suspects. Human rights groups estimated that the death toll of violence between January and June 2021 in Anambra, Imo, Abia, and Ebonyi states might run into the hundreds. The police said ESN fighters killed 21 of its personnel in Imo State alone. Investigation: killings, torture, and arbitrary arrest. Amnesty carried out an extensive investigation to document the human rights violations and crime under international law in Anambra, Imo, Ebonyi, and Abia states from January this year. It documented 52 incidents of unlawful killing and 62 cases of arbitrary arrest, ill treatment, and torture. Major reports, video and audio recordings reviewed showed that the Nigerian security forces also employed excessive force and other unlawful means to address the rising violence. Amnesty documented at least 115 persons killed by security forces between March and June. Many of the victims' relatives told Amnesty that they were not linked to the militants that were attacking security agents. Injured victims were placed at government hospitals in Imo and Abia states, and according to several hospital sources, all victims had bullet injuries. In 2 of the cases documented, the individuals were targeted with no apparent justification. Ugochi, a German-based businessman, was killed by soldiers on the 31st of May at a checkpoint near Owerri Airport on his way out of the country. The police are yet to investigate the crime. Matthew Opara, a 45-year-old businessman, was shot by soldiers on the 25th of May in Ogi, near Owerri. Witnesses told Amnesty that he was returning from work when he ran into a team of soldiers in armored vehicle and Hilux vans, shooting at residents. He was shot in the chest and could not receive immediate medical help because of the violence. His family said the military acknowledged the killing but did not launch an investigation or any apology. Arrested for birthmarks and tattoos. In May, the Imo State government announced the arrest of at least 400 people allegedly linked to the violence. Amnesty investigation suggests that most were randomly picked up in their homes off the streets and had nothing to do with ESN. Some victims told Amnesty that they were arrested while walking in the street, at a public bar, or simply for having birthmarks or tattoo on their body. A 37-year-old man who was arrested by the police at Ogi in Imo State on the 26th of May told Amnesty that he was arrested because his colleague had a birthmark on his shoulder. The police said the mark was a sign of membership of IPOB. He said the police arrested us on the road. They asked us to lie down on the road. They checked our clothes to see if we had tattoos. I had none, but one of us had a birthmark. He tried to explain, but the policemen started beating him. They tied our hands backwards and took us in their van to the police station. Another 36-year-old man told Amnesty, I was arrested on my way back from work. The policemen put me in a bus along with other young men, including several students and an NYSC member in his uniform. They labeled us ESN members and took us to their station at the fire service. We were severely beaten. They said they would waste us all. I told them that I worked for the state government. I was asked to pay 20,000 naira and negotiated and finally paid 15,000. They allowed me to go at about 10:30 p.m. I do not know what happened to the other people. My people, this story won't end now. Another said, on the 23rd of July, soldiers from the 82 Divisional Headquarters of the Nigerian Army, Enugu, invaded Akwafu communities in Enugu State and arrested at least 20 residents after gunmen killed 5 soldiers and burnt their vehicles near the community days earlier. Eyewitnesses told Amnesty that dozens of soldiers moved from house to house, arresting youths on suspicion that they were linked to the ESN militants. Now, what do we think about all of this, my people? This Janjaweed community and its federal government, they are going out speaking innocent people and tagging them with the ESN. They are looking for a way to tie us down. They are looking for a way to hang unjustful and unreasonable works and ill treatment on us. They have no proof, yet the